Tomi Lahren went on The View. And while she was on The View, she announced that she is pro-choice.
You call yourself a conservative Republican and a constitutional conservative, but you also consider yourself pro-choice, which is interesting to me because 68% of conservative Republicans think that abortion should be illegal across the board.
No, I'm pro-choice, and here's why. I am a constitutional, someone that loves the Constitution. I am someone that's for limited government, and so I can't sit here and be a hypocrite and say I'm for limited government, but I think that the government should decide what women do with their bodies. I can sit here and say that as a Republican, and I can say, you know what, I'm for limited government, so stay out of my guns, and you can stay out of my body as well. So I think it's...
Well, you need to go out and speak to women about that.
I do every day. I do every day. And, I get a lot of attacks from conservative women as well.
Yeah.
I think it's equal hate from all sides for me.
You don't have any...
And shortly after that appearance, she was taken off the air at The Blaze. She has a contract through September 30th. Glenn Beck took over her Facebook page, which has over 4 million followers. She was also doing stuff on Fox News with Sean Hannity and a bunch of other places like that as well. Well, since that time, she's been off the air, has not come back on the air, and Glenn Beck is saying, hey, you still work for me, so don't do anything. I control you until September 30th. Tomi Lahren filed a lawsuit against Glenn Beck trying to get out of her contract. As a matter of fact, let's bring on somebody who's an expert on this. Out of Texas is Doug Bracken. Doug, you're an employment attorney out there in Texas, right?
That's right.
I appreciate you joining us here.
I've been practicing for about... Go ahead.
You know what? From Arizona to Texas, we have quite a bit of a delay here. We can talk to people on the moon, but we haven't figured out how to talk to people state to state yet without having a delay. I appreciate you calling in. How long have you been doing employment attorney stuff out there?
I've been practicing about 25 years doing employment law.
All right. And so, Doug, so far, it's Tomi has filed suit against Glenn Beck. It sounds like she's trying to get out of her contract. Glenn has now filed a countersuit against Tomi, and he's saying, hey, you've got a contract until September 30th. Fill in any of the blanks that I may have missed, if you would.
Well, quite simply, I think you're correct. She has filed a lawsuit that is seeking a declaratory judgment, basically a request for the judge to rule that she is not bound by the contract that she signed with the Blaze. She's alleged that because of the way the contract is set up, that she doesn't, and the way that the Blaze has handled her contract, that she's no longer bound by it, and that, in fact, the Blaze has breached the contract or violated the contract.
Now, it being, it's April right now, through September, that gives us another 5 months. I guess she would probably be arguing that her brand is being hurt by her being off the air at this critical time?
Yes, absolutely. I think she would like to be able to express her views, and she feels like the Blaze is preventing her from being able to express her views.
Now, let me see if I've got this right, because and being in radio, we all get fired every now and then, and I had a similar situation as well where I was suspended for 7 months for something that I said. But they continued to pay me during those 7 months, and so I really didn't have much of a case because I signed a contract, they continued to pay me, and it was their decision whether or not they wanted me to be on the air. Is anything different out in Texas?
Well, that's exactly the scenario that's playing out right now with Tomi Lahren. What has happened is that after her appearance on The View, as you pointed out, she was her show has been suspended essentially, and it's no longer being played. Now, a lot of these contracts with radio personalities and somebody like Tomi Lahren include a provision that allows the company to broadcast the show or not broadcast the show, but as long as they're paying the celebrity, then there's no damage, there's no violation of the contract.
So which way do you think that this is going to turn out? I noticed that the judge on Monday gave Lahren some good news. It basically ruled that she's still allowed to post on her Facebook page, though a condition of that is that she can't trash Beck or the Blaze, and they also can't badmouth her. Is there any more to it?
Well, this is really just a simple contract claim, and so the judge is interpreting the contract that she signed with the Blaze, and it limits what she can say. She is not allowed to disparage the Blaze or disparage Glenn Beck pursuant to the contract, so it's perfectly reasonable to hold her to that as a judge, to hold her to what she signed in the contract.
On the line with us right now is Doug Bracken. He's an employment attorney out there in Texas. So if you had to predict the future, from what I'm seeing, it sounds like she's going to have to just kick back until September 30th, and then she'll be free to do what she wants to do.
That's quite possible. The Blaze argued in their counterclaims that they were going to drop her as of September 30th anyway, and this was just an opportunity to give her notice, and they decided because of the View appearance that they didn't like what she was saying, so they have limited her from making any statements using their platform.
Makes
like
sense.
The Blaze or the Facebook page that they claim that they purchased for her or set up for her.
Yeah, see, I was smart coming to work here. I made my own Facebook page. See, you got to do these things. I'm the only administrator on my Twitter. I got control over all these things. So, but KTAR and I are in very good shape with each other so far. So, hey, Doug, I really appreciate you filling in some of those blanks, man. Do you have a website or some way that people can learn more about you?
Yes, the law firm that I work with is Scheef and Stone in Dallas, Texas, and our website is www.solidcounsel.com.
All right, you got it. And if we go national and I wind up in Texas, I'll be calling you up trying to get some of your advice. I appreciate it. That is Doug Bracken. He is an employment attorney out in Texas.